As you jump into matches, you'll notice the Conquest event front and center. It runs for 5 weeks. Each week, you choose a faction and grind faction-specific challenges to unlock the weekly pass. And there's this neat prestige option once you finish a pass that opens up extra loot boxes if you want to commit or switch sides and chase everything as a double agent. The whole event feels like a way for the developers to stitch narrative and progression together, and so casual players and completionists both get something to chew on. Now, on the interface side, the lobby and social panels got a serious facelift. There's a centralized notification hub that gathers your important updates, the hero gallery and playcards got love, and the seasonal UI pushes skins and friends more upfront, so cosmetic work you've done is a lot more visible when you're waiting to queue. The comms wheel also got an expansion with a new praise option and more contextual voice lines. You'll hear better situational callouts for setups and proximity alerts, and the ping system got spam protection, plus an ETA display for On My Way, which should help reduce the usual crossfire of pings during clutch moments. If you're wondering about new faces, 5 heroes arrived with this season, and they are wild in their variety. Domina is a tank that changes how space is contested. Anran and Emre shake up the damage roster with new keywords like Aura, Break, and Tether. And then there's Jetpack Cat and Mizuki filling out support roles with kits that bring fresh utility to fights. The patch also introduced new gameplay keywords across abilities, things like Immobilize, Displace, and Heat, which means these heroes aren't shallow reskins. They introduce mechanics that can change how you play around crowd control and positioning. On the topic of roles, Blizzard made some controversial and interesting adjustments. Tanks in role queue now have plus 150 base health, and certain old resist mechanics like knockback and critical damage resist were removed, which changes how tanks act as anchors and how dual windows open for flankers and DPS players. Role passives for damage and support saw trimming too, with a push to move some perks to baseline or outright remove them, so that heroes feel more distinct by kit rather than by broad passive advantages. That's going to shift the meta over the next few weeks as players test who benefits most from these changes and which heroes get shoved into or out of the spotlight. Console players get a specific treat and a tweak. There's now a legacy aim assist option and an overall 4% auto-aim adjustment for hit-scan heroes unless you opt into legacy, which may placate longtime console players who felt aim assist changes were too aggressive. Expect aim patterns to feel subtly different and for tracking to behave a little more predictably depending on your chosen setting. Maps also didn't escape the update. Gibraltar, Rialto, and Colosseo received layout and visual updates with Talon-themed touches, so matches feel more narratively consistent with the faction event. Clash has been removed from quick play, and the map updates are more than cosmetic. Changes to sightlines and traversal can alter hero viability, so keep an eye on how those choke points behave in real matches. Competitive play got a reset, with all players returning to unranked and a fresh set of placement matches per role. Top 500 and Challenger eligibility received tuning too, including loss penalties and rotating icons to make the leaderboard space feel more dynamic. If you're a ranked grind enthusiast, expect some relearning and fresh leaderboard churn. Loot and event rewards were clearly a focus. The event promises a generous mix of loot boxes across rarities, voice lines, icons, sprays, and a chance at legendary echo skins among other cosmetics. The seasonal loot pools and title rarities have been reshuffled, so you'll see items from seasons 15 to 20 appearing in certain boxes, which is handy if you missed past drops. And yes, a mountain of bug fixes landed too. Things like ping sound fixes, controller and menu bugs, hero-specific glitches, and stadium adjustments. Those read like the kind of polish notes that quietly improve play quality, even if they don't make highlight reels. So, whether you're here for the faction event progression, to try the 5 new heroes, to experience the new UI and comms tools, or to climb the refreshed competitive ladder, this patch is huge, and it rearranges a lot of familiar ground. The meta is going to shift, some heroes will rise, some will fall, and the new keywords and role changes give designers new knobs to turn in future balance passes. That's the update in one long spin. Ember, anger, joy, confusion, whatever you feel when you first log in, it's all valid. And the next few weeks should be entertaining as the community sifts through what actually works and what was overly ambitious.